So I feel like I don't know how to film anymore. Hey guys. Okay, so long time no speak. I have not vlogged or done a video in like almost 6 months, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Alana Hubbard and I'm a lifestyle vlogger, content creator. Whenever I feel like it anyway. I'm not consistent. I wish I was more consistent, and I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent on here. I am out of breath, and if you can't tell why by the title of this video, Tony and I are pregnant and expecting our first little girl in July, and we're super excited. We actually filmed a whole pregnancy announcement video, which you can check out on either of our Instagram pages. I'll link them down below. And it has been such an amazing journey so far. So I wanted to film a and now that we've actually like shared with everybody, I wanted to film an actual YouTube video and just kind of go in depth about some life updates and some things that are going on. I asked you guys to drop some questions into my Instagram account, and so I wanted to definitely be sure to pull those up and answer some of your questions. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have. Got quite a few, so hopefully we can get through this fairly quickly. And I'm super excited to answer some questions, so let's get right into it. I asked you guys what you wanted to know. I wanted to film some type of life update. So a lot of you mentioned that you wanted to know the full story, how you found out, how you told Tony, and grandparents' reactions. So we actually filmed our parents' reactions to the news. We shared the news with them on Christmas Day. Christmas 2019. Good Lord, Christmas 2020. And have a whole video, separate video, or I might actually share some snippets of that in another vlog or something like that, just to share with you guys how they reacted to the news of our pregnancy. They were very excited, and Tony and I have been planning to start a family, you know, just normally. I mean, I don't know how to even really like go into it, but like we had been planning or wanting to have a child for quite some time, and so, you know, we started to try, obviously, and you know, it took a little longer than expected, but you know, when I started to feel some cramping and some things, my period wasn't necessarily late. I actually thought my period was gonna come on. Sorry if this is too TMI for y'all, but decided to take some pregnancy tests, and I was too excited to wait to do a whole thing like I wanted to surprise him, and you know, just shared that information. Just took all the pregnancy tests I had and shoved them in his face, which was cool and funny. I have it on camera, but I don't know if I'm gonna share it because it's kind of, you know, kind of a private moment. And because I didn't get to do the huge like pregnancy reveal to my husband for this pregnancy, I thought it was gonna be important to kind of do a pregnancy announcement video, which I thought was really cool. So we shot that instead and shared that instead, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun to create, and it's been a magical experience following me telling Tony that we were pregnant. You know, he cried and we went out to dinner and then went shopping, like bought up Target, y'all, and so that was fun. It was probably one of the best days of 2020, in all honesty, and I'll never forget it. So you guys wanted to know more about my career, my regular job, my podcast, and my stationery products. So for those of you who don't know, I started a business called Notice Stationery Studio back in 2019, and I honestly have not been consistent with that either. 2020 was kind of threw me for a loop. When it came to like the stationery products business, I really didn't feel like it was a timely thing to be doing at that time, once COVID kind of came into the picture last year. And you know, a lot of people were at home, a lot of people weren't using stationery products, a lot of people weren't using planners, people were just kind of like winging it, you know. So the stationery business has kind of like slowed down quite a bit. I actually kind of took the website offline because I don't have the time to dedicate to it, and I'll go into that momentarily. I don't have the time to dedicate to it at the moment. And although I love what I was producing and like the quality of my products and creating stickers and things that I love to use myself, I wasn't able to continue with it because I kind of think COVID made things a little more difficult for people, really, because people didn't have the extra money to spend on, you know, stationery products, or it just wasn't a priority for people, and I didn't want it to be like a thing that I decided to do. And I'm running a business and no one's really supporting because, you know, the timing of everything is kind of off. So I've kind of put that on hold for a little while. I haven't posted on my Notice Stationery Studio page in a while. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now with it. I low-key still want to do it. I just don't know how much time I'm gonna have to dedicate to it right now, especially with growing this little one. So it's just a lot, and I want to be mindful of people, and not only people but myself, you know, what I'm able to do, what I'm not able to do, and be realistic about my own expectations for myself. So that's where I'm at with that. Career-wise, I ended up getting a promotion late last year, ended up switching companies last year. A lot happened last year, with that promotion came a lot more responsibility. A lot more of my time, of course, is working, and I'm filming this on a Saturday right now so that I can actually film. But you know, it just feels like, you know, work. I place a lot of my, I am a regular person, y'all. I place a lot of my priority in making sure that I'm a really great employee, that I show up for my job, that I'm, you know, consistent with the product that I produce. I am in contracting, and you know, it can be very fast paced. At least the office that I am in is very fast paced, so I have to be on my stuff, so I don't have as much time as I used to create videos and different things like that. So career-wise, things are really good. Looking forward to continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and continuing to just get to know my coworkers. I have been in 100% telework status for over a year now, and it's anticipated that I won't be going back in physically to work until 2022. So we've been teleworking for the majority of the past year, all of the past year, and we will probably remain in that status until next year. And also, obviously, I'm about to give birth to a little girl, so but adding in maternity leave and all that stuff in the mix throughout the course of this coming summer. And yeah, I'm probably not going back to work anytime soon. So not a bad thing, because it's not required for us to be in the office, but maybe once a week. Just not having to deal with the commute and all that stuff has been awesome. And honestly, you know, COVID has been a blessing in that capacity for me and for Tony. So, and because Tony's home too, just so you guys know. So how are you in all facets? Has COVID changed your relationship with yourself and your marriage? I think our COVID has been a blessing for us. Not so much, we obviously understand the severity of COVID. COVID has touched a lot of our friends, our family as well, in different ways. And we've lost so many people, and it's been a really rough year. But COVID has made us appreciate the time that we have with one another. It has strengthened our marriage even more. I think it has made us spend more time with each other. We communicate. We have a lot more time to spend. I'm staring at a collection of board games we purchased over the past year to just play and like enjoy the time together, because we're in the house majority of the time, especially now that I'm pregnant. We're in the house a lot. We were in the house a lot last year, but even more so now because neither of us can get sick. And you know, it has strengthened our marriage a lot, and I'm very appreciative of the time that we've been able to spend, and also the time that we've been able to spend, you know, obviously before we got pregnant. You know, we were doing things together, going on walks together. We were, you know, playing board games and doing puzzles together, and utilizing that time before little one came into the picture. And that has been a crazy journey too, and I do plan on sharing that journey as well as we prepare for her arrival. What advice do you have for couples thinking of marriage? Ooh. When it comes to advice for people thinking of marriage, I really think that it's important for you to be, for your partner to be your best friend, whether it's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like it's really important for you to have a real friendship with your partner. Y'all need to be besties. Y'all need to be homies. Y'all need to be road dogs. Y'all need to be like, that's gotta be your dude, or that's gotta be your girl. Like, that's gotta be your homie. And you know, I think that's what makes marriage easier, is when you actually like the person that you're in love with. You like the person you love, and you'd be surprised how often it is that people don't really bang with their partner like that, or don't like certain things. And you're not going to love everything about your partner, but there are going to be some things that annoy you about your partner. I know I have some things that I annoy Tony about all the time. But yeah, I think that's important when you're thinking and considering marriage, is whether or not, how strong is your friendship? Think about that. Can you do a dating and marriage Q&A? Absolutely. I'm gonna just need some questions, because I mean, I can't answer what I don't have. So I need questions. So please, you know, send me your questions for a dating and marriage Q&A, and I'll just have Tony join me in the next couple videos. Pregnancy journey. Well, I'm currently in the 2nd trimester, feeling good, not sleeping the best, but feeling good. Trying to stay hydrated, trying to make sure I'm eating consistently. You know, I'm having my monthly doctor's appointments. Pregnancy has been good. I do plan on doing separate videos for the 1st and 2nd trimester, just to kind of recap some things that I have gone through with the 1st trimester and things I'm currently going through with the 2nd trimester. And so that, you know, so I can look back on it, and also I can, you know, share some really important things. So maybe some products or things. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see in the comments down below about products and things I'm loving, things I'm not loving, what has worked for me, what hasn't. And I'll be glad to film a video for you guys. I can't wait to get into like this whole series on, you know, preparing for little one. And then let's see, all about your pregnancy and your announcement and all that. So for those of you who haven't seen, head on over to our Instagram account. It's on my feed, the pregnancy announcement. We did it, one of the biggest things, one of my favorite songs is Jhené Aiko's Eternal Sunshine. That song is a complete, like, not personification, but more so like a complete description of like my childhood and how I feel about life in general. And the lyrics to that particular song, I always saw my children running around in my backyard to that song with the sun setting and different things like that. And so like that song has a special place in my heart, and I always wanted to do something special with it. I just didn't know how I wanted to do it, and how that would manifest once we actually got pregnant. And so when the time came for us to do the pregnancy announcement, I knew I wanted to incorporate that song, and I knew I wanted to tell like a little bit of a story about, you know, how we've gotten to this place. And so, you know, when coming up with the concept, the cinematographer and I kind of sat down, and we just kind of came up with some different things and ways to convey the story we were trying to tell. And so that song had to be a part of it, and I'm so glad we were able to, you know, kind of, you know, get that to where I wanted it to be. I can't post it here on YouTube because of copyright issues. And I also feel like it wouldn't do the video justice. And without the music behind it. And so head on over to our Instagram to check it out. Some other questions. Oh my gosh, a lot of questions. So someone asked about the inspo for the baby room. You guys can probably tell from my background that my entire like vibe is very neutral. Some might say boring, others might say, oh, it's so nice, blah blah blah. But my whole vibe when it comes to like decorating is very neutral with pops of color. So when it comes to her nursery will be kind of neutral, but I want it to be a nursery obviously and have some pops of color, but it will not be like the traditional pink or blue when we have a boy or whatever. You know, it'll be very neutral but with accents of color. Kind of muted. We do want to do some kind of wallpaper on the wall in there, and maybe paint. I don't know if we're gonna paint, not sure. Her crib and her dresser, her changing table, all that stuff will be kind of like either a light wood or like a mid-tone wood. And I'm gonna do a whole video on the nursery as well. But I do want to experiment with a little bit more color because it is a nursery, a baby's room. And I do want her to, I have a theme in mind. And I'll share more about that when we get to that video. So yeah, a lot of questions about my pregnancy journey. If you're willing to share how your pregnancy journey has gone thus far, things like that. And I honestly can't tell you guys enough about the pregnancy journey. It's been relatively quiet and chill because of COVID. You know, we're not really able to be around too many people. We're not really able to do that much because things aren't all the way open. Outside is still kind of closed, y'all know. And we've been just working and preparing for little one. We've been finishing our basement. We have some other projects around the house we've been doing to kind of prepare for her so that we're not doing like construction projects when she's little and here and trying to sleep, you know, and take naps and stuff. Like, so just trying to get our registry together, planning baby shower, different things like that. And I know some of you have reached out to me since seeing the pregnancy announcement and wanted to send some stuff for baby, and trust and believe, I appreciate that so much. If you want to, I will be providing some type of a PO box. I have not set that up yet, so I will be putting either some information about a PO box down below, if not in this video, in the next video. So keep an eye out for that so that you guys are aware, and please know that you are not obligated to send baby Hubbard anything at all. But if you want to share, and I'll be happy to like open some stuff on camera for you guys and say thank you, of course, because you definitely don't have to do that, but it's so appreciated. And then are you planning on taking the bar exam again? Right now, the answer to that question is no. For the foreseeable future. Although it is something I kind of want to do in the future, definitely, it's not something that's a priority for me right now. I think I've said this in previous videos that I never really had a major intention on actually practicing law. More so, I wanted the skill set, I wanted the knowledge, I wanted the expertise behind the law, but I didn't necessarily want to practice. And so the job that I currently have right now doesn't require it. It has only gotten me into rooms for interviews and things like that. But it's not something I need to progress in life or feel like I need to do that right now. I do want to do it just for the sake of doing it, completing it, and passing and all that stuff. But right now I'm not really thinking about the bar right now. I'm thinking more about the baby. Somebody asked what the baby's name is, and we will be sharing that later, probably when she gets here. It's a cute name though, and I can't wait to share. you know, some things you just gotta keep private, you know, until the time is right. But I'm excited for her to get here and to learn all about who she is, and you know, what she's about, and her personality and all that stuff. And my goal is with her, I think our goal with her is to raise a child that is kind and gentle and compassionate, and that does not need therapy from her parents. So that is the goal. And I can't wait to share more of our journey as we I have so much footage, y'all. I have footage from when we told our parents. I have footage from when we found out her gender. I have footage from like all the different projects we've been working on around the house to kind of get ready. So if you guys want to see that, please let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.